Veterans, do you know what a VA claims file is, also known as a C file? In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down what is a VA claims folder, what is some information you can find in it, how do you obtain it, and why and when this information is so important. Make sure you stick around. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dewayne. I got a video for the Kimble, United States Army veteran, retired VA rating specialist, and your VA claim nugget man. Before I get into today's video, make sure you go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. So today's video, what is a VA claims folder? What is some information inside that folder? How do you obtain it? And why and when do you need it? But before I get into that, a word from one of our sponsors.
At Access Med, we guide our veterans towards the benefits they deserve. We specialize in streamlined and efficient medical legal services, including expert case management and impactful Nexus Letters that can significantly enhance your benefits applications. Dr. Freeman, a veteran himself, brings unmatched experience and a deep personal connection to every evaluation, ensuring your Nexus Letter truly reflects your service and sacrifice. We believe medicine is both an art and a science. Our programs focus on promoting family participation in the Veterans Benefits Package. Trust Access Med to stand by you every step of the way. Visit accessmed.com and secure the benefits you deserve. Access Med, serving those who served.
Okay, everyone, the VA claims folder, all right? A lot of veterans still don't know what it is. So basically, what a VA claims folder is information, evidence that the VA has obtained on you. And they get information several different ways, okay? When you file the claim, they'll go out to the Archive Center in St. Louis and get your military personnel and service treatment records. Boom. That becomes part of your claims file. This claims file is housed in a system called V as in Victor, B as in Bravo, M as in Mary, S as in Sierra, VBMS, okay? You submit a claim on a 526CZ, that goes into that system, your claims folder. Any evidence that you submit goes into this particular claims folder, and it is your claims folder, right? Now, for today's video, this is mine, okay? And a lot of people are gonna say, Dewayne, this is a lot. No, this is not a lot. When I first started rating, we had to rate paper claims, meaning you open this file up and you go page by page by page looking at the evidence, okay? But now, what's cool about this, you can get it on a CD, all right? I have mine on a CD. It came in the mail, came in a package like this, all right? You wanna make sure you submit your FOIA request, FOIA, F-O-I-A, to VBA, Veterans Benefit Administration, not VHA, Veterans Healthcare Administration, and get yours. You have to go through VBA to get this folder that I just showed you, okay? So basically everything that you sent to VA, everything that the VA sent you, any development that the VA did is in this folder, okay? So now that you know what it is, what is some information you can find in it? I had to put my glasses on, okay? And I'm just gonna open this up, and I have one of these folders in chronological order, okay? So I'm just gonna take what I have on top here, okay? One of the letters here is a benefit summary letter. Actually, it's just the latest one that I received December 2025. It has your personal claim information, your VA claim number, which is your Social Security. Now, this is generated from the VA, and every veteran that's service connected will get this benefit summary letter in December. Mine is dated December 5th, okay? Military information, It has my character of discharge, my branch of service, when I went in, when I separated. Then it has the benefit, VA benefits information, service-connected disability. You combine service-connected evaluation. It also, the effective date of your last change to your current award, all right? It gives that particular date, okay? Your currently monthly award amount. You need to verify that on the VA compensation table on the VA's website to make sure you're getting paid correctly, okay? Let's keep going. A notification letter. All right, I'm looking at this notification letter. And this was the last notification letter that I received, okay? It was back in 2018, okay? And it has what they service connected me for, the percentage, and the effective date, okay? Another benefit summary letter, got some emails that came in the FOIA request. I even have a restricted access claim center because I was sensitive 7. So whenever I filed a claim, I had to attach this to the front of it to let the VA know, hey, you know, I'm either a current or prior VA employee and that I'm considered sensitive 7 and only certain individuals have access to my file, okay? Another benefit summary letter, DBQ. Woo, okay, we're going through here. I got a DBQ in here. And again, the folder that I just showed you, how I built this is I kept a copy of everything that I sent the VA, and I kept a copy of everything that the VA sent me. I talked to several veterans, and they say, Dewayne, they'll start asking me questions. I'm like, so what does the rating decision say? Oh, I don't have it. Well, what does the notification say? I don't have it. What about your military service treatment records? I don't have it, okay? You need this information, okay, because it's very important. I'm gonna get to that here in a minute, okay? So going through, we got the DBQ, wow, got a Nexus letter. And people, I created my own format for my Nexus letter back in, I wanna say like 2011 when I was working at the VA. And I was like, you know what? And I did it because I was looking at the medical opinions and rationales that the VA CMP examiners were using. And I'm like, well, my own doctor can do that, okay? So, yep, I have that in here. So a lot of information, rating decisions, my DBQs, my Nexus statements. I didn't do, FOIA requests. I got progress notes from VHA, more rating decisions, DD-214s. I have that in here. Wow, a lot of stuff. People, I'm just, it's a lot. Actually, I got my orders taking me to basic training, okay? FMLA paperwork. I mean, wow, this is crazy. This is a Nexus statement, people, a Nexus statement. April 16th, 2011. And let me tell you, Nexus statements have come a long way, okay? They have come a long way. Private progress notes. I got a lot of this stuff tabbed, okay? So that's in my service treatment records from active duty. I think I've already said that, okay? So that is just some information, evidence that I have in there, okay? So you can build your own. I recommend that you build your own. That's how you do it. Every time they send you something, get a folder, boom, put it in there. Keep it in chronological order. So how do you get it? FOIA requests. And I said this a little bit earlier, that FOIA requests, there's a couple documents, or you don't have to use these documents, VA documents. You could write it on a VA Form 21-48, 4138, or letterhead. I'm putting it on an actual FOIA request, a VA form for FOIA requests, and send it to them. Here's the reason why, people. When I rate it, it will come up as that particular document, okay? And not just a correspondence. When it comes up as a VA form or something like that in VBMS, that VA employee knows, okay, well, let me go look at this. If it's a correspondence, it could get skipped over. So make sure you go out to the VA's website. You could go to their section where you can download these forms. That's what I would do, but this is your claim. You do it the way you see fit. Now, lastly, why and when should you have this information? Why? You need it, people. You need to know exactly what these adjudicators and other VA employees are looking at, okay? When? You need this folder, okay, whether it be on CD or paper file, something that, again, that everything that you kept, that you sent to the VA, and what information you kept that the VA sent you, okay? Do an appeal. This is how I won my appeal, having my VA claims folder, okay? I was appealing service connection, a denial. I was appealing the effective date, okay? I was appealing the percentage assigned. I came out and I won every single thing that I appealed, and I attribute it to having my claims folder. I had full transparency, and I was like, oh, this is not right. That's not right, okay? And trust me, it is going to help you build a game plan before you submit that appeal, all right? Now, I'm not saying that it's a guarantee, but you're gonna go into it with facts, not theory, not, oh, I had favorable findings on my rating decision. None of that. You're going in with straight facts. So one of the things I was appealing was an effective date. I did an informal conference, and I think it was November 2015, when there was no such thing as an informal conference. I got with somebody, and they said, you know what? Let's see if they'll do it. And they did it, all right? And so back then, you could submit new evidence, but now you can't, all right? So it was an effective date. I got service connected. They went back 2 months, and they were supposed to go back 2 years. That was thousands of dollars in retro pay, back pay. So I had the VA form 21-4138 that showed I requested an increase for a particular condition. Later on, they service connected me for it, but they only gave me 2 months of back pay, meaning the effective date went back 2 months. And I had a date stamp. I had that 4138. I took it to work because we could take our paperwork to work, and they date stamp it, give you a copy, and they'll ship it off to the regional office that had jurisdiction for us, okay? And I said, hey, it's in my folder. I have it. I gave the decision review officer the date. She kept going back. She's like, I don't see it. I'm like, what year are you in? And she was like, I'm in 2014. I was like, no, I told you it was July 2013 because everything is in chronological order. And back then it was all paper. So she flipping. I don't see it. What date are you in? September. And I'm like, you got to get to July 2013. So boom, as soon as she stopped, I knew she had it. I knew she saw it. She was like, I see it. So then I said, hey, so we can confirm the effective date in this rating decision for this particular service-connected condition. It went back 2 months, and it should have went back to that date, which is a little over 2 years. She said, I agree. And the reason why I said it that way, because it was being recorded, and I could get a transcript. So if they said, I didn't say this, I didn't say that, it's all recorded, all right? So I'm not gonna go through the other 7 or 8 different things that I appeal, but you can see how this claims folder helped me. So many veterans, I'm filing an appeal, I'm having my lawyer file appeal, I'm having my VSO, claims agent, and I'm like, do you have your claims folder? Have you built a game plan? If you have representation, have you built a game plan with the person that's representing you? That's so important, all right? So, key takeaway from this, make sure you start building your claim folder, and submit that FOIA request to get everything that VBA has in your claims file. With that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and as always, share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.